Hello friends, thank you for joining me today. So I have for you a review for the first book in a series. The series is called A Forgery of Magic, and the first book is called Nocturna by Maya Motain. In this Latinx-inspired world, magic is built into the very foundation of humanity. Everyone is born with the innate ability to control, to some degree, one of the four elements of fire, earth, water, and air. There's also spoken and written magic, in addition to a special kind of magic called propio, which is rare and unique to the person who possesses it. Prince Alfie is the heir to the Castellan throne and can see the inherent colors of magic, manipulating his own to influence these forces. His older brother Des was the heir apparent before he was swallowed up by a bottomless void created by the magic of an assassin and presumed dead. Alfie witnessed this event firsthand, and he's determined to find a way to bring Des back no matter what it takes. Fin Voy is a thief with the ability to change her physical appearance. Events in her past have resulted in her choosing to never wear her own face. She's traveled to the capital city of San Cristobal, the seat of the royal family, in hopes of witnessing the famous Equinox Festival. An unsavory underground game with rare and forbidden books on the line as the prize brings the two of them together. For Alfie, it's a chance for him to find a way to save his brother, while for Finn, it's a chance to sell the goods for a high price. A series of events follow their meeting that results in an evil power being released, and they have to work together to stop it from spreading across the world. This was very typical YA fantasy fare, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It was very average, in a good way. It was good average. I think the strongest point in favor of Nocturna is that it's pretty fast-paced. You jump right into the story pretty early on, and you're not stuck waiting 150 pages for setup and setting the scene and backstory. The bulk of the story takes place, I'm pretty sure, over just a few days, so naturally the pace is going to be quicker than a story that takes place over weeks or months or years. This does mean that there isn't a lot of depth to the world building, so if you're looking for like a really rich, well thought out story and characters and lore, you're going to find this lacking. One of my biggest complaints is actually the magic system, unfortunately. So I love the flashiness and simplicity of elemental type magic, like who at some point hasn't imagined themselves being able to control an element with the wave of their hand. But this book doesn't really focus on that aspect very much, because there are so many other kinds of magic going on in parallel. It's all over the place. I think Motain just wanted to have everything. She just wanted it all, and as a result it felt like a bit of a hot mess. I'm sorry to say. More isn't always better. There's like the Avatar The Last Airbender elemental magic, magic that's unique to one person, that is different for every person, written and spoken magic like Harry Potter, and it was just like scattered and incohesive. She did establish some rules for the magic, but then there's like a big part of the plot where it just ignores those rules completely, and rather than like being cool, like I think it's supposed to come off as being, wow, this is so cool and badass, it's just confusing to me and hard to believe. I mean, this is fantasy, so I mean, believing, what does that even mean? But it just didn't feel very realistic in the context of the plot and what had been established already. The main characters are nothing particularly special. You have Finn, the snarky and tough female protagonist with a tragic backstory who lives in poverty, and Alfie, the reluctant prince, the emotional and reluctant prince with the weight of a kingdom on his shoulders, who doesn't feel capable or worthy of filling his older brother's shoes. There are lots of character archetypes in the two of them, so once you get a quick feel for them as characters, then you basically know what you're in for. And without spoiling anything, the resolution of the conflict doesn't actually make sense. Based on the info that we as the readers are given, there was nothing set up earlier in the book that explains exactly why this one thing happened the way it did. I think the author just made it happen for convenience. There were other moments of not great writing and exposition, and throughout the book, the author is overly fond of using phrases like shame pooled within him, or panic rose in his chest, or fear built up inside her. Just those kinds of phrases, they're just littered everywhere all throughout, and they feel a little thoughtless and lazy, like throwaway sentences. But honestly, this book was simple, fun, and quick to read. It feels like a book I would have loved as a teenager, full of the wonder of magic and the simplicity of a clearly evil enemy to battle against. And as this is Latinx inspired, you get a little language lesson. There are lots of Spanish words scattered throughout, used in spoken magic and in the everyday speech of the people. I know I sort of spent a lot of the video just kind of tearing into it, but I did enjoy it. It wasn't excellent, but it was entertaining, and I give it 3 out of 5 stars for that, a solid 3 out of 5. There were some cool fight scenes and a classic budding YA romance that feels familiar and nostalgic. I wouldn't go into it expecting a revolutionary new series or anything. Not looking for anything particularly unique, but if the story sounds like it's up your alley, then you'll probably enjoy it too. The second book, called Oculta, will actually be coming out next month, I think, June of 2020. So this came out, I think, just last year. Yeah, so this came out in 2019, so this came out just last year, and we'll be getting the sequel next month. I do hope that I can pick it up. So I got this on sale. I think it was half off. Last year, Barnes & Noble had a big half off sale, and that's where I got this. So I will probably pick up Oculta once it's on sale or something. I don't know if I really loved it enough to want to go out and immediately buy Oculta when it comes out, but I definitely will keep an eye out for it and hope that I can read the second one to follow up and see where the story goes. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that this video was helpful for you in some way, and I hope that you return for other videos, and I will see you next time. Bye!